Fuck you talking
From when
about?
we pull up in the drop top. Look, all your vibe chance. Can't looking at me eye, but can't stop watch. Look, all you want take me life, want stop me time, like one stop watch.
Services presents Rachel the Credit Lady Takes on New York, Sunday, October the 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Come get empowered from the Pursue, Overtake, and Recover services such as credit repair boot camp, score raising tips, bank approval secrets, car payment strategies, and how to clean up your credit in 90 days, and much more. This event will be located at 500 8th Avenue, Suite 1201, New York, New York. Limited spaces are available. Hosted by Nicole Singleton, the great motivator. Purchase your tickets at RachelTheCreditLady.eventbrite.com or call 941-465-7591. That's Rachel the Credit Lady Takes on New York, Sunday, October the 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Brought to you by Pursue, Overtake, and Recover Services.
What's up, everybody? This is the Raw Truth Show, and you are listening to Raw Truth Radio. We are here tonight with my main man, Mac Thomas, known for a long time, ball player, entrepreneur, slash dancer, slash stripper. You know what I'm saying? We here in the building with him. Introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Matt Thomas, aka Royalty, for those that watch me on social media. Appreciate you guys for having me. My boy Cool, we go way, 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 way back. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, take it. You know?
Tag you in. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to jump right into it because I want you to introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you're all about because you got some new stuff going on with yourself and it's looking real good. You know, let everybody know from A to Z what you're doing and where you've been and originally where you're from and all that.
We'll start off, and I'm from Harlem, New York, you know, born and raised. The biggest thing is that I'm a basketball player. You know, that's one of the biggest things. I played basketball my whole life. It's kept me out of trouble, kept me out of jail. It's one of the biggest catalysts for my college degrees that I have. After leaving school, you know, I pursued a professional contract. I went over in Germany, I played. I went to DR and I played. I went to the G League and, you know, went out for the national tryout. I did really well out there. They didn't pick me up. Beyond that, you know, just been training, you know, staying ready for all type of opportunities, staying optimistic. During the process, I've created my own episode, my own TV series on YouTube to show the path of the struggles of trying to become a professional basketball player, you know, not giving up, not falling fault to those that doubt you. I'm staying consistent for the most part. Beyond that, I've really got into YouTube and I've created my own platform to where I inspire people, I motivate people. I try to stay consistent and raw. One of the biggest things is nowadays that you see on social media and just in life is you see a lot of fake stuff. You know, you see a lot of things that are not real. I'm not 100% like, you know, all out there, you know, but I am pretty honest with my audience. I put everything out there because I'm very comfortable where I brought myself to. You know, I'm comfortable with my failures and made me who I am now. Beyond that, you know, I have an ET challenge that I'm doing. So every day that I post, I try to post some type of like positivity. I try to post some type of knowledge towards whether it's relationships, whether it's you know, things that you're dealing with, basketball, whether it's, you know, toxic, you know, households, whether it's mothers or fathers. That's one of my biggest things. And like I said, I'm still trying to put smiles on people's faces. So I know what it's like to feel invisible. So I try to make sure that people know that they matter. That's the biggest thing of it all. And at the same time, I try to put my word on my clothing. So when people put it on, they could be like, oh, this is what it represents? Okay, I respect that. And I want to be a part of that, you know, that trend, that legacy.
Yeah, that's definitely that's real good because I noticed from you know, coaching you of course in basketball and stuff, I noticed you went to this YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I had hit you up. I was like, yo, what you doing on YouTube? And you're doing a lot of positive things, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, I read a lot of your comments from other people and stuff like that, and also I hit some comments and stuff to give you some, you know, some support too. And you hit one topic that I said, yeah, I gotta have him on the show because it's bringing a lot of heat.
Yeah.
This relationship thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let people know about what this relationship topic that you have going on because people going at you with that.
It depends on which one you're talking about.
Well, all of them because you talk about how you can't trust a woman and how don't trust a man and you need to do this. Don't buy the dinner.
Yeah.
Let them buy you dinner. Yeah, come on, man.
Now the biggest thing is that people find it hard for what I'm saying. You know, they're like, you know, who is he? Who is he to say what we should or should not do? But people follow social media so much. You know, people see a picture of Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade and like, I want that. You know, people see Beyonce and Jay-Z and I want that. They see all of these relationships and things that's going on, but they don't see behind the scenes of how it got to that.
Right.
People don't understand the logic of, you know, D-Wade, he cheated. You know, Gabby decided to stay. You know, she decided to fight for the family, and she even took fault for the fact of the matter is that I wasn't there for that man knowing who he was. You know,
Gotcha.
Jay-Z folded, you know, but Beyonce didn't leave because they had a household, they had kids. It was like, if you do it again, I'm out. But however, you are the man of my life, I'm gonna stick around. What I tell people nowadays is, you can't be in a relationship if you don't know yourself. You know, how can you tell yourself that you want to be in love, you want to have this type of household, you want to have this type of financial gain, you ain't got no money to your name. You don't even know reasons why you love yourself. You can't even name 3 to 5 reasons why somebody should be with you besides the fact that you laying down in bed. If you remove sex from most relationships, people don't have anything to offer.
Right.
And when I tell most women this, they take it offensively, but it's like a man that can get it at any time, that can have anything that he wants. What can you offer a man that tells you that he doesn't want sex?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that changes the game, and a lot of people find it as, you know, females respond more snappy. They respond like,
Right.
you know, who are you? And I just ask them, like, you know, if you remove sex from a situation, how can you make a man a better man?
Right.
You know, and if you ever listen to narratives, you ever hear the term, oh, he's not a man, you've never heard he's not a man from a man. Almost 95% of the times that you hear he's not a man, you hear from a woman. But how can a woman pass judgment on a man when she'll never be that of a man?
Right.
You know, so they don't
Right.
understand the difficulties of it is of being a man, and, you know, us walking outside having a fight society, you know, not knowing how it is when we're going to deal with police officers, not knowing how it is when we deal with, you know, even people of our own hood. You know, you don't know if the gangsters or the thugs just feels away because you succeeded. You know, so it's like we got so many things that we got to attack, and then we got to come home to our ladies, and they, nah, you know, if you're not trying to make me a king, you know, not trying to build my empire, then I don't need you in my life.
Right. Ladies, gentlemen, anybody that have a question for Matt, please call in 347-960-3486. Because I want to hear some feedback over what he just said. Especially, you know, these women definitely got something to say, I know it.
Only call back if you want these problems. If you don't want these problems, don't call in.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'll keep it quiet.
well educated over here, so make sure you know you pick your battles.
Oh, that's another thing too, because you really, you know, you said you went to college and you got degrees.
Yes.
You know, you didn't say a degree,
Yeah.
and you didn't say like it's 2 degrees. It sounded like you got 4.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have 3 college degrees. One in liberal arts. I have one in biology, and I have one in physiology and science exercise. I'm a year and a half away from being a doctor in the physical therapy field. So, you know, my fallback plan is pretty decent. You
No
know,
doubt.
I'm pretty much solidified, pretty much comfortable. If you would have told me a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, like, you know, when you leave college, you're gonna be focused on the YouTube channel, I would have laughed. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah,
I'm right. You know, but you know, I'm happy. You know, the feedback that I get, the DMs that I get, the texts that I get, that people hit me up like, you know, you're changing my life, you're affecting my life. You know, the things that you're saying, most men don't want to talk about. And it's like, really? Like, you know, I have my platform, and I feel like I have my platform because of basketball.
Right.
You know, and then I'm not a selfish dude. You know, I feel like I try to give back as much as I can if I have it, and I feel like people gravitate towards that, and it just makes my my job much easier. That's why it's easy for me to post so much content that I post,
Right.
put out so much that I put out, and just trying to stay consistent for my fans and my people that support me.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Mike, you have anything you want to ask him?
Yeah, me being a realist and controversial myself in my own way, I like the statement that was made in regards to a woman. If she's not bringing anything to the table besides sex, and as well as a man, I think that's a real conversation. That's a adult conversation that a lot of us don't have. It's weird being, how do I say this? Being a player most of my life, if that makes sense. And I don't mean it in the sense that I'm single, I'm dating. I mean, I use my discretion in that sense. But if I'm with somebody, I'm with that person. I don't believe in cheating.
Yes.
I'll leave you to cheat now. But at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of females understand. Like I always tell females like this, they always talk about, oh, that nigga ain't shit. And I laugh, and I'm saying to myself, well, if you with that nigga, then he ain't gonna be shit. If you look at the definition of nigga, you know what I'm saying? It's not a positive definition in my. So if you always constantly with that nigga, what do you think you're gonna get? Nigga shit. Now you go find you a man, you understand, and then things turn out, different. Now,
Right.
Are things perfect? I say not. But what I will say is this: as long as you maintain that nigga mentality and the traits of men that you're choosing, you're gonna always find that nigga. So I tell all the ladies, I always tell them, be mindful of what you're choosing and who you're choosing, because at the end of the day, it's like an STD. It will change your life. So when you say that, I definitely hear you, and I can applaud you, because a lot of men won't say that. Like a lot of dudes that I hang out with, they won't say that, and my cousin always say, I don't love these hoes. And she laughed, don't call them hoes. And I said, well, regardless of what you say, every woman is a hoe for that one man.
Yeah.
And
Right.
every woman, and a lot of women are hoes for many men. So, you just, because they're looking for that, and I think you can better fill in the line to me, because I always say this: you're looking for that male figure in your life. You're looking for that father figure, that companion, and so forth, so on. And if you're just constantly just looking, every man that you meet you look to put him into that hole, when a lot of times he doesn't meet the standards. But I think I'm on the right path. What do you think, my brother?
One of the biggest things that I'll say to that is, are you single now?
Listen, man, don't get in my business.
My bad.
Yeah, he's single then.
My bad. The thing I'm gonna say is this.
I'm not single. You see how you are cool?
I'm gonna just use my own perception. Like I said, cool coach. He's known me for years. When we was in school, I was wild. I was talking to I was talking to a plus full of women. And as time went on, I kept up with the same narrative until maybe like 2016, maybe like 2017. I kind of was like, all right, man, you need to chill.
Hold on. So you gave up your player's card? That's what you're telling me? You sitting in grocery break, you gave up your player's card? Cool, he can't come back in.
Nah, you gotta.
But we don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear if he gave it up.
You gotta.
Sure.
The thing about it is that it got so consistent that I could have whatever I want whenever I wanted it, that I didn't want it as bad as I thought I wanted it at a point. So if you go to a soda machine, right, and the only soda you got is Sprite, you're gonna drink Sprite all the time.
Right.
But let's say you go somewhere else and you see Sprite, Sunkist, Pepsi, Wild Cherry, you're gonna be like, hold up.
Oh, I'm gonna try something
You're gonna
else.
let me try something else. So what I did was, I knew all of the flavors, but at the end of the day, nothing was making me better. You know, like I was still pursuing basketball. I started trying to find a relationship with God when I went to West Virginia.
Right.
You know, I was still wilding in, so I was dipping here, and I'm trying to pray here, dipping here, trying to pray here. So I was in and out. And me being honest, people ain't gonna say that they was on both sides of the fence. And I was in a situation where I was caught between two women, two girls that I was actually like, damn, whoever messes up first, I'm gonna be with the other one.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so they both pulled up on me at the same time.
So then you messed up.
Not necessarily
We
because
don't do that.
because the only reason that I was talking to both of them was because both of them messed up. So when they approached me with the situation, it was like, Matt, what are you doing? And I was just honest with it. Like, it was the most rawest I've been. I was like, if you would have never messed up, she would have never been relevant. If she would have never messed up, you would have never been relevant.
Right.
And, I could have still chose to be with either one of them, but I decided not to. I left back to school. And from that point on, I was just like, it's cool, but I'm not a braggadocious type of guy. I'm not over here like, oh, I talk to this girl, so when I realized I could always have it, I didn't want it as much anymore. And it was like, what do I have to show for it?
Right.
I'm broke. Of course I got college degrees, but I have nothing that I can be like, this is my foundation, this is what I'm solid with. And at the end of the day, it was just like, I didn't want to, live this lifestyle for a long time. And I started thinking like, by the time I hit like 28, 29, 30, I gotta be settled down, I gotta have like 2 kids. So this is my mindset. And as time went on, I was just like, let me chill out. And I decided to just go all in for my craft, all in for ball. I was always all in for ball, but like I said, I had my extracurricular activities. And beyond that, it was just like, it just wasn't it for me. Once you, like I said, there's a difference between a guy that can have it anytime,
right,
and a guy that needs it. You could tell the difference between those two guys. I could go to a club right now and women could come to me and it won't faze me. But those little niggas, when they go into the club, they're like, yo, we gotta get this. We
right.
need this. And I'm just like,
I ain't leaving until I got 5 numbers.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm over there like, I'm good, bro. And then
Right.
people probably get the perception like, oh yeah, I couldn't get it. Like only if you knew, if I wanted it, I could have it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just, everything changes as time goes on. So I think 2016 when I made that decision to like, chill out, that was probably one of the best decisions. So I would say like, I cooled out.
So you spent some time in my second home playing ball.
Yeah.
In DR. Where were you at? What year were you there?
It was before 2016.
I think it was.
I was there in 2012. That's why I was.
Oh no, yeah, I was there. What's this? 19. I was there out in. I think 18, 17, 18.
Okay, so
He wasn't wild then.
trust me, if he was in DR, he was moving.
Oh.
I say he was wild, but he was definitely moving. Would you say your experience there in regards to how women treat men changed your outlook on things here in the States, how women treat men, or their relationship with men there, or a man's social, I don't want to say social status, but a man's status? Would you say that changed your outlook on things here?
Not necessarily, because the same way that they treated me there, they treat me here.
Okay.
So it was like, out there, don't get me wrong, they look at you like you're a superstar. You know what I mean? And then they,
it's a different world.
Yeah, it's different.
It's real different because I've been out there 13 years,
Okay.
14 actually, and I tell anybody, if you've never been and you go and experience, it ain't so much you go on to sow your wild oats. I'm talking about you going to experience and see. Man is still man there. It's weird I'm saying it like that, but I think man is still man. Man is still king on the island. So how a lot of females here in the States act, And you know you're laughing. you know I'm trying to.
I feel like you like bouncing around what you actually want to say.
I really can't say it.
And the funny thing is, I think the direction that you're going, I had a conversation with one person recently about it.
Okay.
And I was saying I was going to talk about this topic, but I had to be very careful about how I talked about it because the backlash that I would get will be drastic.
Crazy.
Okay, let's do it though.
Well, this is Raw Truth Radio.
This is Raw Truth Radio. This is what you keep it
I
real.
gotta get you on my show.
It's tough.
Go ahead.
It's very, very. You might make my channel go for a different turn.
Well, let me say, I don't want you in trouble with the ladies.
Copy.
You know, I don't give a shit. Ladies, y'all can be mad at me all you want. You know, just make sure you tune in every day, 5 p.m. and then also Saturdays at 1 p.m. and get this mix. You know, but I will say this. A woman there will treat you like you are the Messiah, the king, the Messiah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, because
Go ahead.
you saying they'll treat you like a king,
Correct.
right? Now they know you not from there.
What they gotta do?
Yeah.
It's culture.
Okay.
It's the culture.
But what I'm saying is, the real reason
Mhm.
they treat you like kings is because they need that dollar.
That's not. See, here's the catch.
Oh, it is true. And $20
Matt,
American
hold on.
money in DR is like $100.
We're not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that. We're not saying that. But Matt will also tell you, the women who are really in that line of work make more money than me and you and probably him put together.
Oh, of course.
So how much of that do they really need? The average salary in DR, and he will tell you, is 10,000. Am I correct, my brother?
Yeah.
A good salary. I'm sorry, no, that's 3,000.
Yeah, because I know 100 American dollars is 4,700 pesos.
It's up to 40. So what I'm saying to you, Cooley, and it's also like the famous line, oh, they only want you for the green card. Trust and believe, I know many females that won't even breathe American hair.
Right.
They don't care to do so.
Exactly, but they do care about that dollar, though.
Well, if they making it, they making it. Because guess what?
And you giving it up, am I right?
No.
Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest.
So every time you
Let me
went
say
to DR for 14 years, you ain't never give one of them women no money.
I never said that.
All right then.
I never said that. I said I'm
That's
not-
why
I'm
they.
not-
That's why they over there singing the song, "King to be."
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Over there washing your feet and all that,
Tell you
like
something,
Eddie
when
Murphy.
I was knee deep in my shit over there and had a fiance, if she had $100 for me in 3 years, and that was on year 3 when I sent her to go get some stuff and to get her hair and nails done, which was way more, but I only had 100, so take it. It's fine. That's the, you understand? So I'm telling you, those who are in that profession, they're getting it from you while you laying in bed. They're on their phone, and your brother, your cousin, your uncle, and probably Mom Dukes is sending them money to make sure that they're okay.
Exactly.
So trust me, they don't need the money from you. Do they want it? Of course. I don't think anybody will turn down the brother. But if they're established, they don't really need it.
What you think about that, man?
When I was in DR, I had a couple of women pull up to my hotel room, and it was like, if you want parts, you gotta pay.
Right.
Like point blank, plain and simple. It was
Yeah.
like, if you want to kill either $50 to $100 American,
Right.
and I was just like, I can get this for free anytime. You know, I'm out here trying to get a job, so I'm not even worried about it. But my teammates, they ain't
Was
wasting no
paying
time.
that 50
They ain't
to
wasting-
100.
But there was a
Yeah.
couple that was tough. It was
See,
a couple.
right.
It was,
I guess it's different too, though. See,
yeah.
like me being a DJ, I DJ over there as well. And
Yeah.
I play. So for me, it was a little different. And then I also stayed. I've never been in a resort. I'm sorry. Yes, I have. When I went to Tulsa to play ball,
Mhm.
they sent us to a resort like after the second week and the third week.
Okay.
But other than that, I've never been to a resort. So I'm in the combo. I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I guess it's different. You know, he'll tell you for the average Joe and someone who's been there, it's different. When
Right.
you're going somewhere and it's crazy because you're going to the store and they charge you 300 pesos for this because you're American, and I could be American living there, and they sit there and say, give me 100 pesos.
Yeah. I spoke
Right.
Spanish though. I
Yeah.
spoke decent Spanish. So
Okay.
There you go.
when I was out there, they wasn't getting me. It was like
They tried.
Yeah, they tried. Like a couple of
It
joints.
was like, yeah, it costs uno dos
Yeah, I
tres.
was like, nah, it wasn't happening. But like fast. Like I had adapted to the culture. I adapted to, got cool with a couple of girls, got cool with a couple of guys. I got cool with like some OGs out there, like some big hitters. And when I got cool with the big hitters, they was sending them too. They was like, "You good? You want us to take care of you?" And I'm like, I'm trying to get a job. Help me with that. The girls is gonna always be there, but the girls shoot. Like for example, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was in DR, my teammates was talking to these joints, and what happened was they pulled up to my room after, like, yo, we just left your teammates. What's up? $100. But mind you, if they would have hit 3 of us, that's 4,700 times 3.
Right.
So I'm over here trying to be a gentleman. I'm like, yo, I'm good. I don't want to. It's cool. I got a game in the morning. Bada bing, bada boom.
That was me.
We leave. We all leave out the hotel, and all 3 of them hop in a Range Rover, and they go to the other side of the town to get more Americans. They was just like, they was making bank. I mean, it was good. So it was just like that's their living, like So, and I mean, I'm not gonna say that's all Dominican women, but when I was out there, it was very interesting.
Dang. I ain't never been to DR, and I can't go to DR by myself, so that's that. That's that one.
Yeah.
I'll be in DR with the wife, and we'll be enjoying the beach and the resort. Yeah, I'm not going outside the resort for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the resort you'll be good. Just stay away from like Santiago,
I can't even pronounce it, so I ain't going. Don't worry.
They're going to get you over there.
Yo, we gonna take a little break and let my man Mike G do his damn thing.
Services presents Rachel the Credit Lady Takes on New York. Sunday, October the 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Come get empowered from the Pursue, Overtake, and Recover services such as credit repair boot camp, score raising tips, bank approval secrets, car payment strategies, and how to clean up your credit in 90 days, and much more. This event will be located at 500 8th Avenue, Suite 1201, New York, New York. Limited spaces are available. Hosted by Nicole Singleton, the great motivator. Purchase your tickets at RachelTheCreditLady.eventbrite.com or call 941-465-7591. That's Rachel the Credit Lady Takes on New York. Sunday, October the 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Brought to you by Pursue, Overtake, and Recover Services.
Man, Mike G, DJ Mike G. Yo, check him out on Sunday nights at 5 o'clock mix. You know what I'm saying? No, you ain't on Sunday night? Sunday at 5 o'clock? Huh?
So we Kubi, I don't know. Kubi has something to drink tonight. So
Yeah,
we're going Monday,
that vodka,
to Friday, 5 p.m. Saturdays at 1 o'clock.
Okay, my fault. But that's my man DJ Mike G, Sometimes I be messing up his shows. His shows is on this night, that night, all that night, you know what I'm saying? You rock every night. Yeah, so we here with Matt Thomas. If y'all just tuning in, he's the owner of Royalty King. What?
If you call,
This is what they don't see clothing.
What they
if
don't
you
see
call,
clothing.
make
Yeah.
sure to call back. You can't call
Yeah.
during the musical mix, and we just missed the call, but it wasn't done on purpose. So call us back.
Call us back, right.
960-3486. Who the hell was that calling?
So we're gonna get right into why did you start with a clothing line?
Honestly, I don't know if you remember back, I was doing a Dream Into Reality.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was doing a Dream Into Reality. I had hired a producer. We were working on the footage to drop my first episode of my process through college, pursuing a professional contract and stuff like that. I went a different direction between him because, he had a lot of projects, so I had to retract my film from him. But after that, once I got into the YouTube world, a lot of people was like, do you have merch? Merchandise, that we can support. And I'm like, I don't know what direction I'm gonna go with it. I don't even know what type of items I'm gonna put together. So the first thing was the 1%. The 1% hoodie is one of my pride and joy. That's my baby. That's basically a web series that I'm gonna put out. I'm actually trying to promote it to Netflix
Okay.
to put it out, and I'm trying to put together a bunch of episodes for at least one season. But that's one of the biggest things.
Okay, hold on, Matt. We got a caller.
Copy.
Hello, caller. Thanks for calling the Raw Truth Show. Who am I speaking with?
It's your girl, St. Bud.
Hey, that's the co-host. That's the co-host, the First Lady Shank Books.
Copy.
We here with Matt Thomas. Shank, what's up?
Nothing much. I just called them. Sorry, I gotta make it in tonight.
That's all right. That's all right. You know, family first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take care of home first.
That would make you that.
Exactly. You know what? I know somebody has to be negative, but I always look at the bright side.
I don't know who needs to hear
Always,
this.
the bright side is always cool because you.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you know, I'm gonna leave that right
Oh God! Like
So-
I said, everybody need to hear it.
So, do you have any questions for Matt?
So let's see. I heard some of the questions that you said. I'm trying to think. Let me see.
there. Hold on, you didn't call in here. You ain't prepared, sister. I'm sending the God's
What'd he
seat
say?
back to
You see, he said that you called in and you ain't prepared to ask him a question.
Because I had a lot going on over here, but I still called in to show love.
No doubt.
Marty,
No doubt.
Look at your damn question, girl. What's wrong with you?
Marty, where do you see yourself in the future?
How far are we talking?
Say it again. I can't hear you.
I'm asking how many years are you talking? Like when you say in the future, are you talking like a year? Are you talking 5 years, 10 years?
No. Let's say a year and a half.
Well, I have a 5-year plan right now. My 5-year plan right now is I'm in the process of trying to save up $100,000 by next year, 2020. That's my biggest goal. That's my biggest focus. I wasn't really good with money growing up, and that wasn't a luxury that I had. You know, I wasn't broke, but you know, my mom worked for everything that she had to put on the table and stuff like that. What I'm looking for is I'm trying to have a financial foundation in which I could start creating a family, you know, start creating an enterprise as far as developing 7 sources of income, because 7 sources of income is the average income of a millionaire. So that's my biggest focus. So my only concern right now in my life is just being like head on, straightforward for this goal. So my next year, 2 years is just focusing on that, and when I have the opportunity, I just want to travel and just enjoy life and just see where and how far I've came.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, I wish you all the best. I hope you succeed with everything you want to do in life and get your business to the height you want it at. And I thank you for coming to the show. I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but hopefully in the near future we'll get to meet.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you for calling in.
No problem.
All right, Shanks, make sure you take care of that little one, all right?
All right, thanks, Koopy. I'll holler at y'all.
You know it.
The little one taking care of her. Say that nonsense.
Shut up.
You don't understand.
Yo, I was just about to say, you said 7 income. Sure, I was about to ask you, are you Jamaican or something?
Wow,
No.
this is so racist here.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean that.
No, I'm serious, man. I'm
Wait a
trying
minute,
to.
hold on, man. The views of Cool Beat TV are not those of Raw Truth Radio, its affiliates and sponsors. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that 7 sources.
Right.
You know, most people, like I said, you gotta speak optimism. You gotta speak life into things that aren't even planted yet. You know, speaking life into things that aren't even planted yet. You know, you're putting yourself in a better predicament.
Right.
If you keep waking up and you start talking this negativity, only negative things is gonna happen. That's one thing that I did learn. Like even if you don't believe it, if you speak it enough, your mind will start, you know, coercing itself to believe it. Like, hey, you know, get up, get something done, go do something. And I just can't imagine my life just complaining about everything. Like, you just wake up mad, like you
Right.
just wake up pissed. Like, nah, that's not me. So my goal is the 7 sources, and if I get that, you know, one day I'm gonna just sit back, I'm gonna pop a bottle of champagne and just be like, this is who you are. This is what you always believed, and you know, now you're your own hero. So that's the biggest thing.
Right, okay. So finish with the movie that you were supposed to come out with, and it turns now into clothing line because of your YouTube page.
Yes. So this is where they don't see clothing is basically dedicated off of a web series I was presented to Netflix. Right now I'm in the process of still working on it. It's a pretty tough one. I'll probably post it to YouTube. I've been debating it over with my manager. We've been talking back and forth about what direction I should go with it. But in the process of doing so, the YouTube videos just started coming. Like, they were just coming to my head, and it was like, you know, I have all of this knowledge, I have all these good conversations, but more people need to hear it. You know, so when I first started my YouTube channel, I had 45 subscribers. Right now, I'm plus 1,400. You know, so there's 1,400 people that's listening to my page. Maybe not all the time, but just imagine if you have 1,400 people standing in front of you waiting to hear you talk. You know, like, it might not seem like a lot to someone else, but to me it's like, you know, you have to be very particular about what you put out there. You know, before I post anything, you know, I say a prayer and I say to God, like, you know, make sure I'm putting out the right type of content, the right type of message, because I know you're going to hold me accountable for anything that anybody takes wrong. Progressively moving forward with that was the clothing line. So the clothing line was like, okay, we're wearing Nike, we're wearing Adidas, you know, we're wearing Timberland, we're wearing all of these people, but we don't know them. You know, and most of the time, they don't support black people. You know, they don't support black men at that. And I was like, why not just, you know, make my own clothing line? You know, why not be consistent and post it? So right now, that This Is What They Don't See hoodie, the 1%, was just the first item. That was actually supposed to be the only item, but it took off. People were buying, people were like going crazy over it. The people that did buy was calling me, texting me like, yo, people want to know where this sweater's from, they want to get it, they want to get it. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, and in the process of me talking through my YouTube videos, I kept saying different things. Like, I was like, you know, everybody in their feelings, like, they need to focus on money. You know, stay out your feelings, get a bag. You know, and I kept saying this so much that then that was the next clothing. You know, it was the stay out your feelings, get a bag for the t-shirts.
Right.
And I was like, can everybody attest to this? You know, can women and men agree to this? And when I pushed that out, I mean, the response I got from that was even crazier.
Right.
I produced a shirt called Fail Early, Fail Often that wasn't supposed to be a product.
Oh,
It was
wow.
not supposed to be a product. Me and my man just laughed about it all the time. It was just supposed to be mine.
Right.
It was supposed to be mine, but what happened was I posted it, and I got like 15 DMs like, I want that shirt.
Right.
And I'm like, hold up. And they're like, no, that's the shirt I want. I was like, you sure you don't want to stay out your feelings, get a bag? They was like, no, we want that shirt. So then I had to produce that shirt, and at this time, you know, I was able to come up with the financial money to do it. We were able to get this project jumping and started. So as the project was getting jumping and started, more people started buying, and we look up, you know, we start hearing messages from people like, you know, oh, I seen somebody wearing your clothes in the street, you know,
Right.
somebody just posted your clothes in the street, like, you know, it's awesome knowing that I know you and someone's wearing your items, and you're a
Right.
great dude, you know what I mean? So it's like, knowing that, hearing that is just inspirational, just even knowing that people just want to support or even, like, you know, rock my merchandise.
Right. I know that sweatsuit's going off the chain right now.
Yeah, the sweatsuit is
And it's about to get chilly too. I
Yeah.
know they about to jump all over that one.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Like, people, the only thing about my clothing line that I have to keep in mind is that black people are kind of cheap, like point blank, period.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there are people that, I'm not gonna say the ethnicities or the races that have purchased, but there are people that have purchased my sweatsuits, my hoodies, and haven't even asked me how much it costs.
Right.
They
Right.
just, hey, here's the money, give me whatever you can give me for this. And there's no questions at that. But when it comes to my kind, you guys know who you are. The discounts.
Right.
Really, is it this much?
Right.
Really, are you serious? It's like, yes. Period. Like, there's nothing else to it.
Right.
Me giving you a discount, me being nice to you is doing nothing for me and my foundation and who I am.
Correct.
Like, I'm not saying to bury yourself at the expense of making me great, but support somebody the same way you're gonna buy them Nike Techs, them Timberlands, them Yeezys. Like, most of the people would never talk to you. You don't even know them.
Right.
At least with me, you could be publicized, you could be respected. You never know how it could even go further from then on. You know what I mean? I just say that support the people you know now before you can.
Right.
So.
Well, you're not that type of person anyway, so it
Right.
don't really matter, you know what I mean? But, most of the dudes, like, once they get famous and all that, now they don't want to be touched. They, I'm not going here without security.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have a strong feeling, I know for a fact you ain't going to be doing that. The crazy thing is you're going to be jumping in the stands and fans.
Yeah.
Like, get protected by fans, period.
For real. Because the thing about it is like, I know one of the biggest things I said is, if I act like that, God is going to snatch it right away. Period.
Right.
Like I don't even play games when it comes to Big Homie. Like, with everything that I do, with everything that I get done, I give 100% respect to him. Let him know, listen, where I'm at in my life, it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Right.
Make sure that, you move in the footsteps that you so see fit. Things of this nature, because people always want to say, I want to thank my boys, I want to thank my girls, I want to thank my circle and all that. It's like, at the end of the day, I have to thank God, period.
Right.
And then from then on, it goes, to my mom and, to the family and things of that nature. And then, I'm just pretty much different when it comes to those things.
Right. So, it looks like we got another caller. Hello, this is the Raw Truth Show. How you doing? Who are we speaking with?
Penelope.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
You gotta turn the radio
You gotta turn your radio down
in the background.
in the
Yeah,
background.
just because it's connected to that. Hold on. Sorry.
It's all right.
We appreciate it.
Hello?
We appreciate your call. You here on the Raw Truth Show, and we here with Matt Thomas. Do you have any questions for Matt?
Yeah, I do, because you guys were just talking about his clothing line, and I see that he has a lot of t-shirts and sweatsuits out. So my question for him was, for 2020 in the summertime, is he going to have anything for, like, summer girls, clothing or anything like that? Anything cute for women, basically?
So you telling me to skip a whole year ahead to let you know if I got some clothing?
Yeah.
I've been, like I said, I talk everything over with my manager. Whenever I get anything done, it's not just off of me pulling the plug. I've been thinking about, progressively moving forward with like crop tops, tank tops, just different more female friendly items. My biggest thing is the reason why I'm producing at such a small rate is because I have to figure out what my clientele is. Once I find my clientele and know the consistency that I have, if I have more women, then I'll appease to more of my women audience. And, if I have more men, then I'll appease to them as well.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that was my only question.
Okay.
And what's your name?
My name is Penelope.
Okay, you can give a shout out, tell people or say hello to somebody. It's the Raw Truth Show. Keep it raw.
Wow. This is
Well, I'll give a shout out to Matt Thomas. He's been doing great on his interviews as well, and so far, and I'm actually a friend of his, so I just wanted to call in and ask a question.
No problem.
Appreciate you, Lily.
Thank you for calling.
Bye.
That's nice. So that's true. I mean, I didn't see any, like, not even women T-shirts, but you said some of the clothes is like unisex.
Yeah, most of the clothes that I've made is unisex. It's kind of like a safety net. Me making unisex clothing, it's just like, hey, this is what I have. What's up? You know what I mean? If you built like a cardboard, then it's not gonna fit you. You know what I mean? But if you build like a woman or whatever, it'd be nice for your body. If
Right.
you have a man physique, it's gonna fit you like a man. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, making clothing to a female's body,
Yeah.
it can help, but it's just like, you know, what's your makeup? You know, what's your body type like? At the end of the day, you know, the clothing can only go but so far for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So when is the fashion show?
Actually, wow, that's funny. Me, and my man, just talking about that. I actually was having a conversation over with my aunt. She owns a big restaurant chain, and we were talking about where the direction that my clothing line is going. We were looking over some places that we could possibly do a fashion show at. I just told her I wanted to wait until I had more items. I wanted to wait till I had more models and more people of consistency. Because one thing I can't do is I can't be producing this stuff at a mass rate and people don't want to be a part of it. You know, people aren't consistent. And at this point, I'm a big fan of being on time. I'm a big fan of being respectful. I'm a big fan of believing in your craft. You know, and so anybody that I hire, anybody that's a part of these things, I have to make sure, you know, wants to stick a part of it. You know, and once that happens, once I get that figured out and situated, and I get about 4 to 5 more items out, I think I'll push it. I'll push the fashion show definitely.
Okay. Well, you know you gotta let Raw Truth Radio know, so we be in the building.
Yeah, y'all good, definitely.
So do you want to let people know where they can find you at? Twitter, Instagram, everything.
Okay. For everybody listening, if you listen, IG, something like Royalty One. That's my Instagram. It's a pretty interactive Instagram. You know, you guys like it. As far as Twitter is Royalty with a 111. You know, I tweet pretty decent. I'm very respectful. I don't tweet crazy. Matt Thomas is my Facebook. You can find everything, like I said, on my Instagram. I post pretty consistently. I hope you guys tune in. I hope you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, if you guys want to be motivated, if you guys want to be inspired, if you guys want to laugh, if you guys want to see my path, you know, to hooping, you know, having fun with everything, you know, please tune in, you know, please comment, please let me know what you guys are thinking, and you know, come respectfully.
Give them one of your famous quotes to end the show.
One of my famous quotes. You put me on the spot with this. I got so many.
There you go.
One of my famous quotes is a Bible scripture. Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. It's for the first are last and the last are first. For many are called, but few are chosen. You know, God bless the child called his own. And self-description, that's just me. So if you could respect that, if you could listen to that, then me and you are more like than you think.
My main man, Matt Thomas, y'all. Thanks for coming on to the Raw Truth Show.
Hold on, Kubi.
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
It really just slipped my mind. So, damn, I just had a real question. Oh, man. I'm being old, Kubi. I can't remember what the hell. Damn, it just really slipped my mind, too. Oh, okay. What did you think about J. Harold Jerome winning that Emmy for When They See Us?
That's a very powerful. It's a very powerful moment because I made a video towards that character. The thing about it is I didn't even know that I knew the guy the whole time that the film was out. Like the guy used to come to my job all the time. I used to speak to him, and when I seen it, I couldn't help but get choked up. Like, I couldn't help but get emotional because it's like damn, like it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Hold on, Matt. We got another caller.
Copy.
Thank you for calling the Raw Truth Show with Matt Thomas. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. You have a question for Matt?
I do. How often do you release YouTube videos?
I post YouTube videos.
Regarding?
I post every day.
I'm sorry?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, I post every day. I post right now I'm doing a ET challenge in which I'm putting out like I said, straight positivity, straight consistency. Whether I'm talking about relationships, whether I'm talking about mental health, whether I'm talking about love, God, basketball. I talk about pretty much everything. I'm doing it for 365 days. Beyond that, I'm also posting lifestyle vlogs. I just got back from California, so I'm posting a lot of vlogs over there. I'm posting pranks. I post every day, trying to stay consistent, trying to keep people engaged.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, thank you for answering my question.
All right, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna be looking for it.
I will.
I got you.
Have a good night.
You too, sweetheart.
Well, thank you for calling in. And yeah, and thanks for everybody for tuning into the Raw.
Let's get back to the question.
Oh, okay, go back to the question. All right, we got
We
time.
definitely gotta get back to that, because I think it's important for us to quickly touch on, I don't wanna say quickly touch on that, but definitely discuss that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's something that's, to me, is so it's beyond, put it like this. Now, I believe that you're slightly too young to really to know what that situation was about. Cooley and I being slightly older, you know, we lived through that. That was something that, growing up, it was like, wait a minute, we don't do those things. You know, like we don't do those things. You might have found somebody that did something off to the side, this, that, but we was wild and beating you up. We wasn't wild and raping you. You know, it just didn't fit. You know, so, you know, the walk across the street and hearing car doors lock, you know, was crazy. You know, like that was just a crazy time. But go ahead, brother. I know you were saying.
Well, I'm gonna talk backwards from what you said. It's still the same thing. I'll get into the elevator with a person of a different ethnicity, and they'll move their pocketbook from one side to the other side, and I'll laugh, you know, because
so you like me,
yeah, like I'll laugh and I'll look at them and I'll be like, you know, you shouldn't feel intimidated, because if you would have made that move with the wrong person, then you would have provoked them into making an action to make you feel uncomfortable. Number one.
Right.
Number two, if you feel like you're that much, that, you know, people are that much of a threat, stay inside your house.
Correct.
You know what I mean? We have Uber, Grubhub, you know, focus on that. You know what I mean? So that it just touches back on the fact of how hard it is being a black man in America. You know, like I said, I knew Corey. Me and him aren't the best of friends. Everybody's probably gonna try to be his friend now, being that he publicized this video. But we talked after he dropped it, and I seen him, and I looked at him, and I was like, you know, wow, you know, like, you know, I hugged him. I didn't want to get too emotional with him, but the character that played it so well that I felt bad for him. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at him like, damn, like, you went through this, and I'm just thinking of how much he had to study, how much he had to understand, how much he had to, like, really prevail to push this story forward. And, you know, the fact that he won it, it was like, you know, yay for, you know, black people. You know, it's, people say that the times have changed now and everything is equal and stuff. Like, it can't be. No. You want to know why it can't be? Because if everything was equal, we still wouldn't be celebrating black people winning stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, but white persons win something. They don't say, hey, oh, white people won. It's like, there's still things that black people have not been the first act.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, hearing that, seeing it, you know, it was a very tough series. I don't think I could watch it twice. It was that tough.
I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
It's like Notorious. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it twice. Like, it's only a few things that I watched I couldn't watch twice. I can't watch Passion of the Christ twice. That movie's just too tough for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you know, watching that series and then making a video about it, and just understanding, mind you, know, I live on 13th. Yeah. I'm 3 blocks away from Central Park. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like to know that this epic moment happened here, to see how they just tried to just bury black people, you know, in the system, and to think about the system now, it's just like, yo, the system really hasn't changed. You know what I mean? You know how scary it is to get stopped by a cop. You know, people. I tell this joke to people all the time, but they think I'm playing. If a cop stops me, all lights go on and my hands are going out the window. Yeah. And we're gonna move like robots. I want him to be like, I want to be like, yo, bro, I'm moving very slow. Yep. And he could be like, no, you don't have to. Yes, I do. Yeah. Instantly, Facebook Live is going on. You need to. And that's just the thing. And I told my mom when we was talking, and she was like, you know, I'm afraid for you because you're a very profound black man. And you're very opinionated. You're respectful, but however, you look like, you know, intimidating.
Right.
You know, then I'm intelligent as far as vocabulary wise and things of that nature. So they might feel like I'm insulting them.
Right.
So, you know, seeing Corey, you know, seeing the things that I have to deal with now, the things that other people have to deal with, the things that I watch on social media with this person dying, you know, Eric Garner, you know, old boy that passed in Vegas. It's so many things that's so relevant, and then the cops are very rarely getting, you know, anything is happening.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
They
So it's
get
like my bad. I
Right.
shot you, my bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I had an argument with my college. It was Black Lives Matter versus Blue Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter.
Uh-huh.
And I was arguing with a cop, and I was arguing with somebody that was Caucasian. And when we were talking, the cop was saying that in society now, if they feel like it's a threat, it's 2 to the chest. Period.
Right.
When I was talking to the person with the All Lives Matter, he was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but all lives matter too. And I said, you're not understanding this. I said, if we all have houses, right now my house is on fire. I'm telling you to come help me with my house. And you're saying, yeah, I see your house is on fire, but my house matters too. It's like, bro, come help me put out my house. Instead, you want to be ignorant and only focus on yourself.
Right.
When I spoke to the police officer, I said, your response is 2 to the chest, but you're not in the most hostile environment in the world. There's soldiers in Afghanistan that their last resort is 2 to the chest. They'll throw a flashbang, they'll give warnings, they'll give warning shots. But in
Right.
society, you know, in the United States, is shoot first, give an explanation later.
Right.
You get paid leave, and yeah, you know. So I'm
It's a
not.
lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not with
Yeah,
that.
It's a
So.
lot. Shout out to Exonerated 5. You know, when Ray Santana came home, him and I linked up and became friends. And just in talking with him, because I was going to try to get him on the station as well some years ago, and just in talking with him, Ray and he kept referring. He said, Mike, you really just don't have no idea. He said, one day it's going to come out, and when it does, you're going to be like, wow. And I'm going to tell you something. I was like, wow. And to put it like this, I did a show the next day. I mixed for 30 minutes, talked for 5, put on 2 songs, and cut the show off. Because I was so charged that I didn't want to say the wrong thing on air. And I'm going to be honest to everybody, this is my shit here. You know what I'm saying? This is my shit, blood, sweat, and tears, 6 years strong, about to be 7. I've said everything on these air, but that whole topic just took me, and I was just like, you know, and I had wrote something, I posted something on Instagram and Facebook, and Ray came to the page and tagged us out. And I was just like, word, that's love, you know. When I, and, you know, I was one of the guys with the what do you call it, the campaign to have the woman's picture removed from Mount Vernon High School.
Mhm.
You know, I was one of the people who put that together. You know, it was on my page. I probably got 100,000. It's crazy, you know. And it's like, it's good to see the generation behind us grasp, you know, that fight early on. Because a lot of us didn't grasp that fight until we got into our late 20s, early 30s, some of us 40s. You know, I moved to the Midwest years ago for high school. They still was calling you nigga. You know, like, and really meaning it. Like, you know, so I said nigga, not Siri. What's Siri doing? Oh, it's too much for Siri. So, you know, but, you know, my first day walking to high school, nigga, get out the street. I'm looking around like, who is that? You know, like, I'm looking like, who are they talking to? And it took 10, 15 seconds for me to realize, oh shit, they was talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's weird, like, it's crazy. So, you know, it's good to see that you have a grasp on what it is. You know, because a lot of times we are guessing here. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a funky dude. I'll shut you down in a heartbeat. no, they're not coming back. No, I don't need them. We
Right.
established, this bitch is licensed, I pay royalties, okay, I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't have to ask nobody for a fucking dime, for a fucking thing. This shit will run until I say nah, you understand, because I made it to do so, I paid my dues, I make sure I do the right thing by the artist, you know, and I gotta say, you're the first person that's come through these doors in quite some time that I'm gonna say this here. You have open door policy. You can come back anytime you want. You know, even if you want to say, yo, maybe I can do something. It's the floor, the invitation, the door, whatever you call it, the welcome mat is there for you, brother. And I applaud you because it ain't too many dudes that I know that came up playing this game that has that grasp. My cousin, my baby cousin is Smush. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousin up in the death. You know, and is he on it like that? Maybe, maybe not. You know, maybe I should pay more attention. I know he's on it, but I don't know if he's on it at the level that you are. And to see someone who, like I said, the things you're saying is exactly the things I'm saying. Shane was sitting here, she was like, wow. Like, who's this, your twin? And that's the crazy thing. But, you know, anyway, we run overtime, so overtime, but I don't care. You know, it's my airwave, so I don't mind sometimes. But I want to say once again, brother, we appreciate you coming here. You didn't
Yes, we
have
do.
You could have been anywhere else.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having
You
me.
slid your ass through these doors and all that, so we appreciate you. Just don't slide through these doors. October 26th to November 6th, I'll be in Santo Domingo DJing. Shout out to my brother TYS Dominguez El Battalion. You know, that's my boy. We went to college together. He's actually from Central Islip, Long Island.
Okay, copy.
You know, so I'll be over there doing what I do, getting that check while I'm taking a nice vacation. Cool, don't you call me neither, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely calling you. So, and I'm calling you FaceTime.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this
You
Tell
gotta,
you.
you gotta FaceTime.
Wow.
You're
Nah.
Right.
Word up. Shout out to them. Yeah, that's great. Anyway, definitely, before we go, I know Kubi asked you once again, tell the people where they can find you on YouTube. Tell the people where they can find you, period. Let them know what you have coming up. And, you know, let Kubi know, let myself know, let us know where we can be beneficial to what you got going on.
Exactly.
I'll start with you guys. You know, you guys just opening this door. This door right here is just amazing. It's humbling. You know, just to even know that I can even be presented on a radio show. You know, I don't take nothing for granted. I don't take anything for granted. You know, any door that's open is a blessing. It's another person that's listening. It's another person that's taking part of what I'm saying. For you guys that's listening, if you want to find me, you can find me on YouTube, Matthew Thomas with 2 T's, MATTHEW Thomas. You know, I'll pop up. Please subscribe. You know, I post, like I said, I post every day. I try to post every day. It's very hard. I know people probably look in and probably like, you know, these videos are hard. I could do it. I dare you to try it. I dare you to try it. It's very hard. And I'm posting, like I said, not for any type of clout, not for any type of attention. I want to make sure I'm changing lives. I posted a suicide video a year ago, and it was through a tough mental space that I was going through. And I got 17 DMs that I saved 17 lives. You know what I mean? So it's like, to know that I've saved lives off of a video that I wasn't trying to save lives off of, I was just trying to give an expression of what I was going through, just lets me know that my platform matters. You know, we all matter, you matter, and I make sure I implement that into every video. I'm real life. You know, you could DM me, you could call me, you could hit me up, I will respond. I'm not bougie, I'm not Hollywood. And like I said, I know God will take it from me at any point if I don't do His work. And that's one of the biggest things. Like I said, I'm not a saint, you know, but I do try my hardest to make things better in my life and other people's lives and put things into real perspective. So Matthew Thomas on YouTube, please subscribe, please comment. Let me know that you have subscribed. I will shout you out. We can talk. But last but not least, I have a platform called Patreon. Patreon is a platform where people fund me as a content creator. It's separate from YouTube. Right now, what I have about 10 Patreons, and people are funding me at as low as $7 monthly, and I'll post total different content there, like content that's requested, content that people ask to see, and this is what people are funding me as a content creator aside of YouTube. So if you guys like what you see, I post all the time. My link is in my YouTube. If you guys ever want to subscribe as a Patreon subscriber, but you know, if you guys ever have any ideas, any topics you want me to touch on, anything that you believe in, that you want to challenge me with, you know, I'm respectful, and I'm gonna overdo a policy as well.
Thank you, Matt Thomas, for being on the Raw Truth Show with my main man DJ Mike G, Shank Bugs, and me, myself, Kubi, from Kubi TV.
Services presents Rachel the Credit Lady Takes on New York. Sunday, October the 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Come get empowered from the Pursue, Overtake, and Recover services such as Credit Repair Boot Camp, Score Raising Tips, Bank Approval Secrets, Car Payment Strategies, and how to clean up your credit in 90 days, and much more. This event will be located at 500 8th Avenue, Suite 1201, New York, New York. Limited spaces are available. Hosted by Nicole Singleton, the Great Motivator. Purchase your tickets at RachelTheCreditLady.eventbrite.com or call 941-465-7591. That's Rachel the Credit Lady Takes on New York. Sunday, October the 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Brought to you by Pursue, Overtake, and Recover Services.
Ready. Look on the big food down. Big Dr. Carrot, Big Dr. Beasley. Fuck you looking at, nigga? What the fuck? You trying to pre-me, nigga? Me? Y'all niggas is crazy. Oh, you think I don't understand that shit? I'm a yard nigga. Fuck you talking about. From when we pull up in the drop top. Look, all your vibe chants. Can't looking at me, I but can't stop watch. Can't stop.